Hello, third graders. This is probably one of the last times I will ever call you third graders. You have big changes coming, and whenever I'm facing big changes in my life, I like to read Oh, the Places You'll Go by Dr. Seuss. As I'm reading the story today, I want you to focus on the advice the author gives you. What tips for living does the author say in their story? So focus on the advice in the story. And the word to watch today is the word you. When the word you is used, I want you to think I or me. So if I was a third grader, when Miss Frankham says, oh, the places you'll go, I want you to think, oh, the places I'll go. So focus on advice given by the author and watch for the word you. Oh, the Places You'll Go by Dr. Seuss. Congratulations! Today is your day. You're off to great places. You're off and away. You have brains in your head. You have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself in any direction you choose. You're on your way, and you know what to do. And you are the guy who'll decide where to go. So hopefully you're thinking, I have brains in my head. I have feet in my shoes. I can steer myself any direction I choose. You'll look up and down streets, look 'em over with care. About some you'll say, I don't choose to go there. With your head full of brains and your shoes full of feet, you're too smart to go down any not-so-good street. And you may not find any you'll want to go down. In that case, of course, you'll head straight out of town. That reminds me when I was deciding where I wanted to live. I decided I didn't want to live in my hometown anymore, and I headed straight out of town and moved to Chicago. That's what this reminds me of. It's opener there in the wide open air. Out there, things can happen and frequently do to people as brainy and footsy as you. And when things start to happen, don't worry, don't stew. Just go right along. You'll start happening too. Oh, the places you'll go. You'll be on your way up. You'll be seeing great sights. You'll join the high flyers who soar to high heights. I think this book is so beautiful. Look at those hot air balloons. You won't lag behind because you'll have the speed. You'll pass the whole gang and you'll soon take the lead. Wherever you fly, you'll be the best of the best. Wherever you go, you'll top all the rest. Except when you don't, because sometimes you won't. I'm sorry to say so, but sadly it's true that bang-ups and hang-ups can happen to you. You can get all hung up in a prickly perch and your gang will fly on. You'll be left in a lurch. It's one of the hardest lessons I've had to learn in life. You'll come down from that lurch with an unpleasant bump, and the chances are then that you'll be in a slump. And when you're in a slump, you're not in for much fun. Unslumping yourself is not easily done. Does this remind you whenever you are having a difficult time? I want you to pause the video. If you're watching with somebody else, turn and talk. Does coming down off the lurch and into the slump remind you of any hard times you've had to overcome obstacles? Of course, I have a sentence starter for you. This reminds me of, Go ahead, take a moment, pause the video, either write down a time this reminds you of, or talk about it with the person you're watching with. Hopefully you paused. I'm going to go on in. You'll come down from the lurch with an unpleasant bump, and the chances are then you'll be in a slump. And when you're in a slump, you're not in for much fun. Unslumping yourself is not easily done. You will come to a place where the streets are not marked. Some windows are lighted, but mostly they're darked. A place you could sprain both your elbow and chin. Do you dare to stay out? Do you dare to go in? How much can you lose? How much can you win? And if you go in, should you turn left or right? And right and 3/4, or maybe not quite? Or go around back and sneak in from behind? Simply, it's not, I'm afraid you will find, for a mind maker upper to make up its mind. You can get so confused that you'll start into race down long wiggly streets at a breaknecking pace and grind on for miles and weirdish wild space headed, I fear, toward a most useless place, the waiting place. Let me read that line again. He says that you're headed towards a most useless place, the waiting place. Look at all those lines. People look so bored. For people, just waiting. Waiting for a train to go, or a bus to come, or a plane to go, or the mail to come, or the rain to go, or the phone to ring, or the snow to snow, or waiting around for a yes or a no, or waiting for their hair to grow. Everyone is just waiting. Waiting for the fish to bite, or waiting for wind to fly a kite, or waiting around for a Friday night. There's the guy waiting for the kite. Waiting around for a Friday night, or waiting perhaps for their Uncle Jake, or a pot to boil, or a better break, or a string of pearls, or a pair of pants, or a wig with curls, or another chance. You don't always get that second chance, and he said some people are always waiting for another chance. Everyone is just waiting. No, that's not for you. Somehow, you'll escape all the waiting and staying. You'll find the bright places where boom bands are playing. I think the author included this part to say that sometimes you can't wait for your chance to come. You have to make it happen. No, that waiting is not for you. Somehow you'll escape all the waiting and staying. You'll find the bright places where boom bands are playing. You can't just wait for life to happen. You have to make choices, make decisions. Oh, with banner flip-flapping once more, you'll ride high, ready for anything under the sky. Ready? Because you're that kind of guy. Oh, the places you'll go. There is fun to be done. There are points to be scored. There are games to be won, and the magical things you can do with that ball will make you the winningest winner of all. Fame. You'll be as famous can be, with the whole wide world watching you on TV. Oh, except when they don't. Because sometimes they won't. He's told this to us before. Lots of good things will happen to you, but you'll also have some bad times. Let's look at this last page for a second. You'll be famous as famous can be, with the whole wide world watching you win on TV. Except when they don't. Because sometimes they won't. I'm afraid that sometimes you'll play lonely games too. Games you can't win because you'll play against you. All alone. Whether you like it or not, alone will be something you'll be quite a lot. This is really resonating with me right now. I feel a little lonely without school or my friends or my students or my fellow teachers. He's absolutely right. Sometimes you won't be able to be with your friends and you can feel a little all alone. Whether you like it or not, alone will be something you'll be quite a lot. And when you're alone, there's a very good chance you'll meet things that scare you right out of your pants. There are some down the road between hither and yon that can scare you so much you won't want to go on. But on you will go. Though the weather be foul, oh, you will go, though your enemies prowl. On you will go, through the Hacken's cracks howl. Onward, up many a frightening creek, though your arms may get sore and your sneakers may leak. So why do you think the author included this section? Why do you think he said sometimes you'll be alone, but you'll keep going onward? Again, this is your opportunity to pause the video. If you're watching with a sibling, a family member, a parent, pause the video, turn and talk. If you're watching by yourself, I think it's best to write your thoughts down. So my question is, why do you think the author talked about being alone and going on anyway? And you can use this sentence starter. I think the author wrote this section because, fill in the blank with your answer. I hope you pause the video now. I think the author wrote this section because, I'm going to move on. But on you will go, though the weather be foul. On you will go, though your enemies prowl. On you will go through the Hacken's crack howl. Onward, up many a frightening creek, though your arms may get sore and your sneakers may leak. On and on you will hike, and I know you'll hike far, and face up to your problems, whatever they are. I hope that's true for you, third graders. I hope whatever problems you face them head on. You'll get mixed up, of course. As you already know, you'll get mixed up with many strange birds as you go. So be sure when you step with care and great tact, and remember that life's a great balancing act. Just never forget to be dexterous and deft, and never mix up your right foot with your left. And will you succeed? Yes, you will. Indeed. 98 3/4% guaranteed. Kid, you'll move mountains. So, be your name Boxum or Bixby or Bray or Mordecai, Allen. Excuse me, let me start this page over. Kid, you'll move mountains. So, be your name Baxum or Bixby or Bray or Mordecai, Ally, Van Allen, O'Shea. You're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way. Oh, the places you'll go, by Dr. Seuss. Third graders, soon to be fourth graders, I only have 2 questions for you following this read aloud. What was your favorite section? And what do you think the author's message is? What does the author want us to learn in this story? I know the last couple months were really hard. I'm so proud of all the work you've all done, and I truly believe you'll all go on to move mountains. Thank you for allowing me to teach so many of you this year, and I hope we can see each other in the fall. Stay Sorry, I'm so sad. I miss you guys, but I'm so proud of you too. As always, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay kind.